Right, round 8, and we're making those beautiful leaves. Okay, let's just have a little look at our finished piece again. And you will be able to see again on our pattern with an annotated photograph to help you. You're going to start up here. If I turn it like so, it's probably easier because you've got a marker. If you look, you've got a marker right at the top of your petal, sorry, at the top of your flower here, which is here. This is that position. So we're going to start this side of this leaf and then work around behind here, and so there's a little nub in there, and then our second leaf is here and our third, and so on. So let's get started. Once you've made a start, it starts sort of pulling everything out and making things a lot easier to navigate. So I'm using avocado because I'm using the original colourway, but whatever colour, obviously, as we always say, whatever colour you choose. And we love seeing them. We love seeing the variations. Whatever you choose is great. So I'm going to make sure that my little stem here is not twisted. And I've put a marker in that skipped chain at the top. I'm going to give it a little pull so that it's really easy to see, and I'm then going to lose that marker because it's tricky. And I'm going to join my yarn in there, so I'm putting my hook from front to back, come on, front to back through that little skipped loop and pulling up a loop of the new colour, and we're just securing it with a chain. It doesn't count as our first stitch, and here we go then. So our first proper stitches are 3 double crochet, UK terminology, in the place where we've just joined our yarn. And as we've done with leaves in past motifs, we're just going to use the variation, I beg your pardon, of the sizes of stitches to create that nice leaf shape. Have it come out and in, and it works really, really well. So we've done the 3 doubles at the top of the leaf. In our next stitch, we're going to make 1 half treble, and then 1 treble. This is obviously all marked very clearly and written in your pattern, so I'm more interested here than showing you the positions of the stitches rather than what they all are. So you can see where you're starting and finishing. So our 2 treble are in there, 1 treble in this very last stitch on this little stem. And now we're going to travel across by putting, if I just sort of pull this or fold this petal forward, you can see you've got your chain there, making 1 double crochet into there to sort of secure that petal down, 3 chain. Now this next bit, there's our 3 chain, we're trebling 4 together, and we're going to do that across the 2 stitches way back when. If you remember, when we made this round, we put 2 stitches between the petals where there wasn't a little stem, and we're going to treble 4 together over those 2 stitches. So what we're going to do is do the first 2 in the first one and the second 2 in the second one. So yarn around the hook into the first of those double crochet, yarn over and pull through 2, and we'll leave it there, we're not completing the stitch. Yarn over again, back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over through 2. We've now got 3 loops on the hook, and we're going to do this 2 more times into the next stitch. So yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2. So we're now at the point where we've got 5 loops on the hook, and only now do we yarn over and go through all of them. And that's just created, when the leaves petals go back, it's created this really nice little nub of a leaf there. It's very pretty. All right, so 3 chain, and then again I'll fold the next petal forward. I've exposed that very nice chain there, and I'll put 1 double crochet in that. Okay, and then we are going to start working up this little nub here. Now this time, again, will be familiar with you if you've done any of the other motifs. We're working in the unused loop from the chains that we've made. Okay, so it's not this sort of stitch, the V-stitch side of the work. It's the unused chains that we're working into. All right, so 1 treble into that first one. So we're creating the same pattern that we've just done on that other leaf, but in reverse even. 1 treble, 2 treble. Just that nice, gentle kind of increasing stitch and then decreasing stitch size to give us that petal shape. And I use my hook to kind of dig that loop out if it's too tricky to get into. 1/2 in here. And our 3 double go into that, you can see just about that kind of vertical, there it is, just that one, the vertical turning chain at the very top of the work there. So we put 3 double crochet in there to take us around the top of the leaf. 1, 2, 3, and then we come down the other side. Okay, so that's what the leaves look like. Oh, half treble again, treble, 2 treble, and a treble. Okay, and again I will push that leaf or bend that leaf, sorry, that petal forward and expose the chain, put my double crochet in there, and that just anchors that leaf nicely. Okay, 2 chain. Now we are now going to start our leaf. Our next leaf is going to come right at the end of the very long stem that we've made, and what you need to do here is just take some time to fold it all into the position it needs to be. All right, so it's basically like so. It's twisty, but make sure it's face up and you're working into the side that you need to be working into. And so the way that we know we're going to be on the right track is we're going to be again working into unworked loops that were the leftover bits from the chain. So you can see just about the V's are sitting to the left here, the unworked loops are sitting to the right. So that's what I'm going to be working into. And we're going to start slightly differently here in that I'm going to count backwards from the tip of this leaf. And I'm going to count backwards 8 stitches, not count backwards, but I'm going to count 8 stitches from the tip of this leaf here, this stem here. And that's where I'm going to put my next stitch. Okay, so I've done my 2 chains, just want to make sure I've done that. Here is my turning chain, and I'm going to count from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. My hook is going to go into the 8th loop and create a slip stitch. Okay, just making sure it's not twisted. And that's kind of pulling, that first slip stitch just pulls it all together and makes you go, oh, right, it's all in position now. All right, so there is now another slip stitch. Don't miss that one because it will throw your stitch count out. And can you tell I missed it? That's why I'm being very vehement about it. So 1 slip stitch, and now we're going to go ahead and create that lovely leaf. Now we've got more stitches to work with on this one, so there's more of a variation of stitches. We're going to start down here with a double crochet, then a half treble, just gently bringing up the size of those stitches, a treble, two treble in the next one, one treble in the next one, and 1/2. And now we are up to the point of the tip of the leaf, and this is where we go around the top with the 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. We will turn our leaf and we will reverse that pattern coming down the other side. All right, so a half treble and a treble and a 2 treble treble and a half treble and a double, and that is essentially our leaf. See it there? Okay, that's our big corner leaf. Okay, I'm just going to address the continuity error of the nails. I've had to pick these videos back up because I was just editing them and found a big problem. So redoing them, so apologies if you're confused about the changing nail situation. I apologise for that. Just keeping it real, keeping it real. Okay, so 3 chain. And I'm going to fold the stems forward, and what I want to do is, because I want to work behind those stems and get access to those 2 little stitches between the petals there, those 2 double crochet. Okay, and I'm going to put a slip stitch into each of those. So there's 1 and there's 2. All right, and 3 more chain, 1, 2 and 3. And now we are going to start working along this next stem, and I just need to make sure everything is still the right way up and not twisted, and it is, which is great. And how I know where to start here is I'm going to miss 7 stitches on the stem itself. Okay, so we last put a stitch into this one here, so I'm going to count from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and you can see where I'm redoing it, can't you? So we're going to go into basically the first stitch at the base of that little shorter stem, and we're going to start by making 1 double crochet, 1 half treble, this is the one that's marked 4 on your diagram, if I've not said that already. 1 treble, 2 treble, 1 treble, 1 half, and that's brought us all the way to the tip where we're going to go do the 3 double to carry us around the top. 1, 2 and 3, and then I'm just going to turn things slightly because we're going to come down the other side reversing that pattern. So 1 half, 1 treble, 2 treble, 1 treble, 1 half and 1 double. Okay, and that's brought us right down, as you can see, to where the little off branch or little stem there reaches the main stem again. So that was the last leaf on the first side of our sunflower. So we started with that half at the top, half a leaf at the top, came round to the treble 3 together, and we've completed the 3 leaves on this side of the work. So you've now kind of seen everything you need to be able to work this motif going forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just skip you across to the next bit where you need to be, and you can continue working it, and I will meet you at the end. So let me just see where you need to go from here so that you are all ready to repeat what you've just done, but on the other side and kind of in reverse, if you see what I mean. So still working leaves in the same way, you're just working from that smaller one all up to the bigger one and so on. Okay, so all we need to do is make 4 chain, 1, 2 3 and 4, and I'm turning it round here so that the main stem of the flower is my 12 o'clock position, and I'm going to fold all of that forward, because what I want to do is expose at the back here. Can you see those two? That's where we made some double crochet to join the stem to the actual flower itself. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slip stitch into the back of those actual stitches. So into the posts themselves, I'm just going to put 2 slip stitches. That's 1, and that is 2, and that means everything is just attached. We've come behind the stem, and we are ready. If I put another 4 chain, 1, 2, 3 and 4, we are now in position behind that stem to start working up this side of that smaller stem in exactly the same way that we've just done, all right, which is starting with a double and working that same pattern. So 1 double, 1 half, and off you go. Okay, so literally repeating what you've done on this side of the sunflower, and I will meet up with you when we get up to the top here. Yeah, I know it's at the bottom of the screen, but you know what I mean, when I get to the top, so we can just close this round together. Okay, I've come all the way round, and I'm now ready to just finish that second half of the leaf where we started many moons ago. So I'm going in with 1 treble into that first stitch, 2 treble into the next one, 1 into the next one, and 1 half, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the very first double crochet we've made. Okay, I'm going to snip the yarn, pull the camera angle up, and we'll have a good look at it. Okay, bear with me. Okay, here it is, and it's in the angle that you will be joining it into the frame, so you can sort of clearly see. So we started up here, we made this half of a leaf. We've got our treble 4 together behind it there. The 3 leaves that we've made on this side, we've worked behind the stem and attached the leaf colour behind the stem so that it hops behind there. We've matched the leaves on this side, matched that treble 4 together, and completed that second half of the leaf. So hopefully with the instructions for one side, it's easy enough to do the second side. I say easy enough, you know what I mean. You'll be able to work out the second side. So all we need to do now is sew in this end. And there's one last thing I want to point out. You can see this little safety pin here on this leaf just to the right of the stem. Make sure you put that in. That is a stitch marker in the center stitch of the 3 double crochet that goes around the leaf. And the reason you're going to want that is because that is where you are going to first make a join onto the frame, which is the next part.